Heyo, it's DragoMic microphone. Doing another ramble here. I wanted to talk about some of the current things happening in Dawntrail, Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. And I was finally pushed into making this video because of a tweet from somebody on TwitTwat. I'm not going to name names. They are an Ultimate Raider, and they posted something that aggravated me. So here's what it said. Dawn Trail dungeons are not too hard. The normal raids are not too hard. You are just bad at the game, and that's okay. Sincerely. We all start somewhere after all. However, so many refuse to even try a little to get better. Challenges are subjective, but exist to be beaten no matter where on the skill spectrum you are. Nothing should be handed to you on a plate with no effort in return. The game doesn't have to revolve around you. It's not hard to put in the bare minimum effort. Try for once. Endeavor to improve, and you might be surprised at what you're capable of. This is gaslighting. Like, straight up, this is gaslighting. And I personally didn't have too much trouble with the level 100 dungeon. I definitely was freaking out over the expert dungeons, though. But with that being said, I was also playing as a monk. So I was able to move around faster as a result of that. Meanwhile, you've got this person here who's saying it's not difficult, it's not challenging, we all start somewhere. No. The post in question here is trying to be well meaning, but frankly, it's not. Now, whether or not it was done maliciously on purpose or it was unintentional, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's not a good post, and you're not helping at all. In fact, it's posts like this that turned the WoW community into such a toxic cesspit. Didn't happen overnight, but right now, the shift in the Final Fantasy XIV community has been jarring, to say the least. Because with Endwalker, people were, well, there were obviously still some toxic apples there, but it wasn't near as bad as it is now with Dawntrail, and I am worried. I love this game. I love this community. Speaking as somebody who was originally playing WoW as their main MMO and going to Final Fantasy for the first time and seeing just how drastically different the communities were, I really don't want to see it sink into this cesspit that a lot of us escaped from during the WoW exodus. So I'd say if there's one thing to take away from this is that if you don't want this to happen to the game, you got to talk. Because right now, there is a small portion of players that are yelling so loudly on the forums, not just on the Final Fantasy forums, but on other platforms like TwitTwat, Reddit, Facebook, that it's going to make them look like they're an army, a huge population. And if you look at how that went for World of Warcraft, you'll see how that'll go for Final Fantasy. I have some faith in the devs, but at the same time, I only know they can do so much. And I know that they want to try and meet a middle ground for difficult content, but also making it accessible to players. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough here. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed watching, and if you feel like talking about it, keep it civil. Hey, Emmett, what do you think? Good take? Yes, I think we can work with this. Hey, so I've been meaning to ask, when'd you become an audio engineer? Oh, very shortly after the completion of Endwalker. I spent the first few patches with Hythlodaeus and Vinar, and, well, I'm pretty sure you know how that turned out. Then I decided to wander on my own for a little bit, and, well, it turns out I have fans. Very, very, very passionate fans.